Welcome to Fat Daddy's Outdoor Cooking. We fixed to cook. I just got off work, so I gotta go wash my hands up. Bam! All right, let's stop jacking around, y'all, and get this fire fired up. Got that fire kicking, looking good. And it's gonna get our pan over there, and I'll just keep an eye on it. We got a there's 5 half slices, so there's 2.5 pieces of bacon in there. Full strips. I always cut my bacon straight down the middle and try to. And that way my pieces aren't very big in the morning when I'm cooking breakfast. So anyway, we're going to brown up, get you 3 strips of bacon in there or 2, either one of them. We're going to brown them up, and then we're gonna smash them up and all that. And I'm not getting rid of the grease. I'm leaving that grease in there. So you grease haters, I'm sorry. We're leaving it, baby. So fire hot. Look at all that love. All right, I got them crisped up. Going right over here on this plate. All right, y'all, we got about a pound of bacon in there. I mean, a pound of hamburger meat. I'm just gonna brown it all up. We're gonna crumble it up real good, real good. I'm talking about, we don't want no big chunks. If you like them big chunks, go with it. Check the temperature. See down there what we're dealing with? We'll add another stick here in a little while, because it's going to simmer for a while too. So I'm going to add water to it and some other stuff. We're going to go in with the bell pepper. Got about a half a bell pepper, half an onion, with this much meat now. If you're serving a bunch of people, then yeah, you're going to just upgrade depending on your meat. You can just play it by ear. And then we're going to go with tomato sauce, Worcestershire sauce, mustard, a little bit of ketchup, salt and pepper, and 2 cloves of garlic. All right, we got that bell pepper and onion in there. We're just going to cook it up with it. Let's get that sauteed a little bit, and then we're going to get the rest of the stuff in there. All right, that meat's juiced up, baby. Got that meat done, so we went ahead and throw that half a bell pepper and a half onion in there. I put a half a teaspoon of onion powder, a half a teaspoon of salt, half a teaspoon of pepper, and those 2 garlics. And then now we put a squirt of ketchup in there, a squirt of mustard, not much. And then we're going to put some Worcestershire sauce on there, and then some tomato, about a half can of, one of the big cans. We're just going to put a half. Let's do it now. About a half can of that in there. We can mess around with it here in a minute, if it's not where we need to be at. And I like putting the jalapenos in there, but if some of the folks don't like it, then just cook it on the side. You can add it later. So we're just going to get a little bit of, I wanted more than that, but I'm out. So need about a tablespoon or really more of a teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. And then we're going to put an 1/8 cup of brown sugar in there. Let's just get some sweetness going on. You can also use barbecue sauce if you'd rather. Let's get that joker in there. All right. Then we're going to add some water. And I'm going to start off with a cup of water, because I just want this sitting there chilling and simmering. And the water's going to go bye-bye. But I need all them flavors to get together. Shoot, I said the heck with it, and I throw that whole can in there, that tomato sauce, and then went ahead and put a bunch of water in there. Actually more than a cup, about 16 ounces of water. So that's 2 cups, isn't it? So what we're going to do is we're going to let this just sit there and get all the flavors moving around. It's real soupy right now. Don't worry about it. It's going to thicken up, because we done cranked up the heat. I turned the knob up. Ooh, look at that pepper. And we're going to let her just sit there and simmer down and get all them flavors marrying together in there. Also, look at this barrel. This is a sad day. My barrel. That's my wood barrel for my grilling. It's empty. But I went over to my stash pile, and I've got to get all this busted up a little bit smaller and get that barrel filled up, unfortunately. All we're doing now, y'all, is just simmering her on down. Got my little pepper in there doing the backstroke. Another couple points. If y'all got a large family and you need to make this sloppy joe stretch, my mama used to put it on bread. not hamburger buns, because I probably was because it was cheaper. But she'd put it on bread, just regular old, sliced bread. But there's a couple other ways you can make it stretch also on the regular sliced bread, or if you got hamburger buns, because that stuff's pretty expensive right now. Is you could dice up your tomato, your potatoes real small, and get them in there while this is cooking down. It's simmering down now, and while it's sitting there simmering down, the potatoes are cooked. So you can get them in there. Be sure and wash them off first, so it's not so starchy. Same thing with spaghetti noodles. Cook them prior to putting them in this juice. You know what I mean? Get them cooked al dente. They don't have to be all the way done, but you're trying to get most of that starch off there, or you're going to put some starch over in here, and it's not going to be like, But so you put them noodles over there too, and mix it all up, and make a sandwich with it. And it'll be a good filler for the babies. If you got a bunch of kids to feed or a bunch of people to feed, think of those two items and try them one day and see what I'm talking about. All right, y'all. There it is. It's done simmered down, and I'm gonna show you what it looks like so you know that when it's done. You see how it holds that spatula like that? See that? Only thing falling off of it's the grease. Everything's cooked down. All the flavors have got together, so that's what we're after. Now, if you want to speed up the process, you don't necessarily have to put that 16 ounces of water in there. Roughly 8 ounces to get you done, to get it done a little bit quicker. In this case, I use 16, but in the future I'd probably use 8, but it didn't matter. I mean, it cooked down and got those flavors together. So we need to plate this up. All right, y'all, you make sure you grill that bun now. Toast that bun up a little bit. Look at all that juiciness. I'm going to put me an onion right there on top. There it is. Look at all that. Good night. Got that popper. Mama got some ranch ready. Lordy, look at that. Look at that, y'all. Ooh, man. Look at that juice. Golly. All right, it's taste test time. Let's see what this thing, it's already good. I already know. Go for it, y'all. And I appreciate y'all watching. Thank you, and good night. So I got to chunk this little tidbit in there because this is memories. And my mom, she was phenomenal, man. She's the best, So she'd make these sloppy joes, and she'd use, regular old sliced bread most of the time. Sometimes she'd splurge and get the hamburger buns, but, times get hard. She had to do what she got to do. You know what I mean? So she'd take that little old sliced bread, and she'd put that on there, and then she'd put her sloppy joe on there, and then she'd put that other slice of bread right on top. You ain't eating it with your hands, because she took another scoop and put it on top of that. So we got this. You ain't picking it up. You had to eat it with a fork. But man, it was so filling, and golly, I just eating that sandwich a minute ago was like, man, it bring back some memories. But the way she did it, that's the way. And I don't know if, put in the comments, did y'all's mama do that? Did she put the bread down, the meat, and then another piece of bread, and then sloppy joe on top of that, and it made it to where you ain't picking it up. So tell me what y'all think. See ya. All right, here's the PS part. The PS when you're writing a letter back in the day. Look at this. Mama calls this a poke cake. Poke, P-O-L-K. No, P-O-K-E? Yes. Yeah, P-O-K-E, excuse me. But anyway, German chocolate, and then she poked, P-O-K-E, holes in here, and dumped some butterscotch in there. So that's what I'm dealing with for dessert. And you wonder why they call me Fat Daddy's Outdoor Cooking.